Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to tell you something the world avoids, something your comfort zone doesn't want to hear. Hard times are not setbacks. They are the sharpening stones of strength. They are the crucibles where character is tested, refined, and revealed. No one becomes powerful in times of ease. Greatness does not rise from luxury. It rises from adversity. If you are comfortable, you are not growing. If you are untouched by resistance, you are untested. And if you are untested, you are unproven. Every individual you admire, every story of triumph, every legacy etched into history came through the fire. They didn't escape hardship. They embraced it. They didn't pray for easier paths. They became tougher walkers. The struggle didn't break them. It built them. Pressure creates diamonds. Yes, but only if the stone can endure. Most people crumble. They flee at the first sign of discomfort. The strong, they lean in. They smile at the chaos. They walk into the storm when others run from it. Hard times expose the pretenders. When life turns the heat up, talk is worthless. Motivation fades. It's discipline, mental toughness, and unbreakable will that carry a person forward. And those things are not handed out. They are earned in the furnace of difficulty. You don't get stronger by reading about struggle. You get stronger by surviving it. By feeling every hit, taking every loss, and choosing to rise regardless. When life knocks you down, it's not personal. It's protocol. That's how strength is measured. It's life asking you, how bad do you want it? And most whisper, not enough. The strong answer louder. The strong rise faster. The strong stay standing even when everything around them says sit down. You think champions avoid pain? No. They swallow it. They absorb it. They turn pain into fuel. They convert suffering into strategy. When everything is stripped away, money, titles, validation, approval, what remains is what matters, your mindset, your resilience, your ability to take the blow and swing back harder, because hard times don't care who you are. They only care who you become. They don't give out sympathy. They give out scars. And each scar tells a story of someone who decided not to fold. If you're in a hard season, good. Stay there. Let it shape you. Let it turn you into something the old version of you couldn't even imagine. Don't numb it. Don't escape it. Go through it. Get tougher, sharper, more focused. Stop asking why me. Start asking what now. Because while others are breaking, you are building. While they're blaming, you're becoming. Comfort never taught anyone how to lead. Ease never taught anyone how to conquer. Growth lives at the edge of your limits, and hard times drag you there whether you're ready or not. It's not about surviving the moment. It's about transforming because of it. The strongest people you'll ever meet aren't the ones who avoided hardship. They're the ones who faced it and refused to let it define them. They let it refine them. They were broken open, not broken down. They found power buried beneath the pressure. They found clarity in the chaos, and they emerged. Feelings are fleeting. They shift with the wind, bend with pressure, and vanish the moment resistance shows up. You feel motivated in the morning and drained by noon. You feel unstoppable one day and worthless the next. That's the nature of emotion, unreliable, unstable, inconsistent. And if you build your life on feelings, you will live in chaos. But discipline doesn't care how you feel. Discipline shows up whether you're excited or exhausted. It is the mark of those who succeed when others quit. Discipline is the quiet force that gets things done when there's no applause, no spotlight, no hype. It's waking up when your body screams to stay down. It's showing up when your mind begs for a break. It's doing the work not because you feel like it, but because you said you would. That's what separates the committed from the comfortable. Most people are ruled by how they feel. If they don't feel like working, they don't. If they don't feel like showing up, they cancel. If they don't feel like pushing through, they quit. And then they wonder why they're stuck, why they're average, why they keep repeating the same cycles. It's because they put emotions in charge. But emotions weren't made to lead. They were made to be mastered. You don't win because you're hyped up. You win because you're locked in, because you made a decision, and discipline holds you to it. Discipline keeps the promise long after the mood that made it is gone. It's the contract between your vision and your grind. Your goals don't care about your energy levels. Your future doesn't care if you're tired. The standard is the standard. regardless of how you feel. Discipline is built through repetition, not inspiration. You don't get disciplined by watching a motivational video or reading a quote. You get disciplined by doing the same hard thing over and over again until it becomes who you are. It's a lifestyle, not a switch you flip when you're in the mood. This is where most people lose. They wait to feel ready. They wait to feel inspired. They wait for the right time. But the truth is, the right time is every day, especially the days you don't feel like it. Those are the days that count the most. Those are the days that separate amateurs from professionals, talkers from doers, dreamers from achievers. Every time you choose discipline over feelings, you build armor, mental armor, emotional toughness, grit. You become the kind of person who doesn't get pushed around by circumstances, the kind of person who doesn't need to be motivated to move, the kind of person who keeps showing up no matter what, because discipline doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't check the weather. It doesn't scroll for validation, and it doesn't negotiate with comfort. It moves with precision. It lives by principle. It does what needs to be done. And in a world addicted to convenience and quick fixes, that makes you dangerous. Excuses are the most dangerous lies because they come dressed as reason. They sound smart. They feel justified. They let you off the hook, and that's exactly why they're lethal. Excuses don't just delay your progress, they destroy it. Every time you make one, you give your power away. You hand over control. You allow weakness to take the wheel. People don't fail because they don't have talent. They fail because they choose to believe their own excuses. I don't have time. No, you're not making time. I'm too tired. No, you're undisciplined. It's not the right moment. No, it's fear talking. Excuses aren't based on truth. They're based on comfort, fear, and self-preservation. And they will kill more dreams than failure ever could. An excuse is a defense mechanism. It protects your ego, but it attacks your future. It makes you feel safe today and leaves you stuck tomorrow. Every excuse you accept builds a wall between you and your goals. And over time, those walls become your prison. Your comfort zone turns into a cage made of your own reasons for not doing what had to be done. No one has ever risen to greatness by being good at explaining why they couldn't. The world doesn't care about your why nots. It rewards execution, results, relentlessness. Excuses only impress people who aren't going anywhere. You want to win? Start telling yourself the truth, even when it hurts, especially when it hurts. The truth is, you didn't try hard enough. You didn't stay consistent. You quit too soon. You chose to coast. You let distractions win. You let fear dictate your pace. You let comfort steal your ambition. That's the truth. No one wants to say out loud, because it burns, because it holds a mirror to mediocrity. But until you face that truth, nothing changes. You've got people depending on you, a future calling you, a vision that demands your discipline. But excuses make you blind to all of it. They trick you into thinking you're doing your best when deep down you know you're capable of more, and you are. You know it. That's why the excuses keep coming, because they're trying to cover the gap between what you're doing and what you should be doing. There's always going to be a reason to wait, always a reason to play it safe, always a reason to hold back, but reasons are not results. You're either making moves or making excuses. You don't get to do both. You can defend your limitations all day long, but every time you do, you guarantee they stay in place. You want to separate yourself from the average? Kill your excuses. Burn the fallback plans. Eliminate the safety nets. Start taking full ownership. Excuses are the language of the uncommitted, the soundtrack of the almost. And every time you silence one, you get louder. You get sharper. You get closer to becoming the person you were meant to be. Weakness is not a curse, not a condition, not something you're born with. It's a choice. You may not choose your starting point, but you choose whether you stay there. You choose whether you lean into excuses or rise into power. Life hits everyone. Struggle visits every doorstep. Pain, loss, failure, they don't discriminate. But how you respond, that's all you. You can't control every event in your life, but you can control whether it breaks you or builds you. Victim or victor, helpless or hardened. You decide. Weakness starts when you let your circumstances define your limits. It starts when you say, "This is too hard," instead of, "This is where I get stronger." It starts when you surrender your fire to fear, when you choose comfort over courage, when you avoid challenge because you're afraid of the discomfort it brings. Weakness grows every time you choose the easier path, every time you hit snooze, every time you avoid the truth, every time you lie to yourself and say, "I can't." Weakness isn't something that just shows up. It's something you allow, one decision at a time. And it doesn't come in loud. It creeps in silently, disguised as self-care, as patience, as being realistic. But underneath, it's hesitation, it's procrastination, it's fear in costume. You think strength is some magical trait reserved for the elite? No. Strength is what happens when you stop giving yourself an out, when you stop justifying your own mediocrity, when you finally get sick of your own lies and decide that the old version of you has done enough damage. The truth is, everyone feels fear, everyone hits walls, everyone has days when they want to give up, but the strong make a different choice in that moment. They choose to lean in, to rise up, to keep moving. There is no greatness without grit, no power without pain, no mastery without moments where quitting would have been easier. Weakness asks for permission. Strength doesn't ask, it acts. Weakness looks for sympathy. Strength looks for solutions. Weakness craves comfort. Strength craves growth. They don't coexist. One will always kill the other. If you're not where you want to be, it's not because the opportunity isn't there. It's because something inside you keeps choosing safety, and safety never built anything worth remembering. You don't need more time. You don't need more motivation. You need a decision. A final permanent decision to stop showing up as a watered-down version of yourself. Because every time you shrink, every time you delay, every time you let fear lead, you are choosing weakness. And with that choice, you give away the life you could have had, the battles you could have won, the person you could have become. Weakness will keep knocking. It never stops. But so does the opportunity to say no, to stand up, to face the fire and say, "Not today." You don't need permission to be powerful. You need to make the choice. Everything changes the moment you decide to take full responsibility for your life. Not partial, not selective, not when it's convenient. Full. Responsibility doesn't mean blame, it means ownership. It means stepping out of the victim seat and into the driver's seat. No more pointing fingers. No more waiting on someone else to change, to fix it, to show up for you. You show up for you. Your circumstances might not be your fault, but your response always is. You can't control who hurt you, who left you, who doubted you, who failed you, but you can control what you do with it. Whether you use it as fuel or drag it around like an anchor, the world will give you plenty of reasons to stay small, stay angry, stay broken, but none of those reasons are excuses to stay stuck, not if you want to win. Taking full responsibility means you stop waiting for someone to save you, motivate you, or understand you. It means you stop negotiating with your potential. You stop hiding behind your past. You stop blaming your upbringing, your boss, the economy, your ex, your parents, your environment, your genetics, your trauma, your age, your luck. Every one of those may be real, but none of them get to write your future unless you let them. You want freedom. Take ownership. You want peace. Take control. You want results. Take action. You are not entitled to anything you don't take responsibility for. Dreams don't become reality through wishing. They're built with work, with habits, with consistency, with ruthless self-accountability. You either live by excuses or you live by standards. You don't get to do both. You don't become powerful by being perfect. You become powerful by admitting when you're not, by telling the truth, by saying, "This is on me, and I'm going to fix it." That's the mindset of champions. That's the mentality of builders. The moment you stop externalizing your problems is the moment you start internalizing your power. Not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. Responsibility is not glamorous. It won't get you sympathy, but it will get you progress. While everyone else is busy telling stories about why they're stuck, the one who owns their life is out there moving forward, quietly, relentlessly, without excuses, without complaints, without waiting for permission. If you're not where you want to be, own it. If your habits are garbage, own it. If your mindset is weak, own it. If you keep falling short, own it. Because the truth is, no change can happen until you do. Responsibility is the door, and no one can walk through it for you. Most people hand over the pen and let life write their story. Responsibility is taking the pen back. It's saying, no one else is writing this, I am. It's standing tall in the face of failure and saying, I caused this, and I will correct it. It's becoming so brutally honest with yourself that there's nowhere left to run except forward. Average people dabble in growth. They flirt with it. They visit it when it's convenient, when the mood is right, when motivation is high. But the ones who dominate, the ones who evolve into something untouchable, don't treat growth as a hobby. They get obsessed with it. They make it their identity, their fuel, their religion. Growth isn't something they do. It's who they are. You want to separate yourself from the pack. Get addicted to becoming better. Get addicted to leveling up, mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually. Not when it's easy, not when it feels good, but every single day. Obsession is the edge. It's the difference between improvement and transformation. Most people improve in inches. The obsessed leap in miles. You can't be casual about becoming elite. You don't drift into greatness. You don't luck your way into power. You build it. You bleed for it. You burn your old habits to the ground and create new ones with precision. Growth demands sacrifice. It demands discomfort. It demands the death of your ego. If you're still trying to protect the soft parts of yourself, you're not serious about growth. You're just performing. Growth doesn't happen while you're pretending to be perfect. It happens when you're willing to be brutally honest about who you are right now, and ruthless about who you refuse to stay. It requires confrontation with your habits, your laziness, your distractions, your excuses. Every part of you that slows you down has to go. Every version of you that settles has to die. You don't get to be the same person next year. Not if you're serious. That version of you today, that's just the starting point. You should be embarrassed if they recognize you 6 months from now. Not because you changed, but because you refuse to stay the same. That's the energy. That's the level. You outgrow your circles. You outgrow your patterns. You outgrow your comfort. Because growth doesn't ask permission. It demands a decision. The obsessed don't wait for opportunity. They create it. They don't fear failure. They weaponize it. They don't talk about what they want. They build it when no one's watching. Their standards are brutal. Their discipline is ruthless. Their vision is crystal clear. They don't waste time convincing people to understand them. They're too busy becoming undeniable. Getting obsessed with growth means you don't need validation. You don't need a cheering section. You need the next challenge. You need the next wall to climb. You need the next part of yourself to destroy and rebuild. Because every level you reach isn't a finish line. It's a new foundation. And if that doesn't excite you, you're not cut out for this. The world belongs to the obsessed, not the interested, not the curious, not the halfway committed. The ones who must evolve, who can't sleep knowing they left potential on the table, who wake up hungry to sharpen, to stretch, to sacrifice, to scale. They don't need a reason to grow. They need a reason not to. And they haven't found one yet. In conclusion, the path to true success is built on a foundation of relentless commitment. Stop being soft. Embrace the hard times that forge your strength. Discipline over feelings ensures progress when motivation fades. Excuses are the enemy, dragging you down, while taking full responsibility empowers you to rise above. Weakness is a choice, and you have the power to reject it, stepping into your true potential. Lastly, get obsessed with growth. Never settle. Always push for more. These principles aren't just strategies. They are the mindset that transforms ordinary into extraordinary. Choose greatness. Own your journey.